Y'all remember back in, is it late May, early June? The LA City Council was having a meeting. They were having a meeting about what ICE was doing. And I think this was just as the riots were starting. And this stupid councilwoman basically asked the chief of the LAPD to let them know when ICE was going to start doing raids. So that because how it works is, ICE kind of shows up and they say, hey, local law enforcement, we're working in this area, so that they know either, any 911 call or anything like that isn't, man with a gun isn't some actual man with a gun, but it's a federal law enforcement officer. So there's not scariness stuff going on, basically. So she asks this chief, let us know. And the chief goes, no, I can't do that. Because she wanted to be able to alert her community, because she wanted more votes next time. So she wanted to be able to say, hey, don't go to this area. ICE is going to be there tomorrow. But the chief of police said, no, I can't do that. That's called obstruction of justice. And he's absolutely right. You're not allowed to impede police officers, whether they're federal, whether they're ICE, whether or not they're the local county sheriff. You're not allowed to impede officers from doing their duty. It's called obstruction of justice. We arrest people for that. And there is ways for it to be the only crime that you're arrested with. So we see here, Libs of TikTok has posted this story about Connecticut State Representative Corey Paris, who's, of course, a Democrat, saying that he posted on Instagram doxing ICE's live location and warning illegals to stay vigilant. He's helping illegals evade arrest and impeding ICE. Charge him. Well, if we're going to be fair, let's see what he said first. This morning, I was made aware of multiple reports of immigration and customs enforcement activity within our district. While we are still working to verify the full scope of these reports, I urge all residents to remain vigilant, stay aware of your surroundings, and above all, prioritize your safety. Please look out for one another, check in with neighbors who may be concerned, and seek out trusted legal and community resources if needed. If you have information about ICE activity, share it with local advocacy organizations who can respond quickly and appropriately. So here's the problem. That's not the same thing that the councilwoman in New York or in LA did. I don't see this as doxing. I don't see this as reporting live locations. Okay. This guy is a representative for District 145 in Connecticut. District 145 has Stamford, Connecticut in it. There's a lot of roads, a lot of area in this district. I'm looking at it right now. It's not the largest district I've ever seen, but it's still an entire district. And all he's saying is, hey, there's ICE in the district. I don't think this is obstruction of justice. I think what we're seeing here is a test. We already know that Kristi Noem, Tom Homan, Pam Bondi, Kash Patel, and Donald Trump are not opposed to arresting elected officials and justices or judges who commit obstruction of justice, who try to prevent ICE from doing their job. Because, as we all remember, it's one of the things he campaigned on. 77 million people said, that's what I want. So, of course, they're going to do it. Shocking, right? A president actually doing what he said he'd do. So, what I think we're seeing here is I think we're seeing the Democrats start their campaigns. So the next year and a half, we're going to see a lot of commercials from Democrats about ICE. And it's going to be their main platform. Remove ICE, defund ICE, all this stuff. And they're trying to find where that line is, where the line for obstruction of justice is. And this is going to be my guess, that you can't be charged with obstruction of justice for saying, hey, the police are in this area, as long as the area that you tell everyone is a big area. If I said, hey, there are police in Columbia, well, of course there are. It's a big area. So I think this is a bit of a oversimplification. I think they're freaking out a little bit here, probably trying to get clicks. But what scares me is that nothing's going to happen here. And this is going to become the hallmark of the Democratic Party for the next year and a half. It's going to be their ability to resist, hashtag resist, and use their own new version of lawfare to fight the administration and fight elections and all this stuff. I'm hoping it doesn't work. I'm hoping we see Tom Homan show up, start arresting people. I do not want to see arrests for the sake of arrests. If you walk in and the guy didn't commit obstruction of justice, I don't want to see him arrested. Okay. But when these people actually commit obstruction of justice, they need to be held accountable. I'm sick and tired of seeing elected officials get away, whether they have a D or an R next to their name. I'm sick and tired of seeing elected officials get away with committing crime. Now, someone's going to sit in the comments and say, well, what about Donald Trump? He's got 34 felony counts. No, the fuck he doesn't. You want to know why? Because the 3 things that went against him were bullshit. You had the New York State legislature pass a law just so that ugly old woman could sue him. And then you had the New York AG file lawsuits against the guy and not even give correct jury instructions. So I'm sick of this. I want to see a return to law and order. That's what I voted for. That's what I was promised. I can't wait to see it. Guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that bell so you get notified whenever I drop a new video. And comment below, who are you most excited to see get arrested? Peace out, guys.